Just from the faintest whisper of movement, the ceiling above suddenly burst open like the gates of hell itself. A writhing mass of dark creatures poured down from overhead, their razor-sharp claws scraping against the concrete floor with bone-chilling squeals. Fortunately, the cacophony of shattering glass created enough chaos to scramble the monster's hearing. The man's reflexes kicked in as he grabbed a rock and hurled it at a car window. The piercing alarm shrieked through the air, and those creatures scattered like iron filings pulled away by a magnet, drawn instantly toward the sound. The two survivors tumbled and crawled their way into the subway tunnel, hoping to follow the tracks to the other side of the street. But the moment their feet hit the knee-deep underground water, a massive shadow drifted toward them from the darkness ahead. One of the creatures sat there, head tilted as it studied them with predatory interest, drool dripping from its fangs into the water below, creating tiny ripples. Neither dared to breathe as they pressed against the tunnel wall and edged toward the center of the tracks. The freezing sewage water rose to their waists, but they both understood one crucial fact. These monsters feared water, making it their only safe zone. They hadn't taken 3 steps when a deep, rumbling growl echoed from the ventilation shaft overhead. Looking up, they spotted another creature curled up there, apparently napping, its blood-red eyes glowing like lanterns in the darkness. The man's breathing grew labored, and he accidentally let slip half a cough. The monster spotted him immediately and shrieked as it dove down. In that split second of mortal danger, the tunnel's stagnant water suddenly surged upward like an invisible hand, dragging the creature into a violent whirlpool. The thing thrashed around like a drowning rat, rolled its eyes back within seconds, and sank completely out of sight. The two survivors scrambled and dragged each other out of the tunnel. The woman collapsed on the ground, coughing up a stomach full of muddy water, her face white as a sheet. The excruciating pain from her cancer, combined with the exhaustion from their escape, left her barely able to stand. The man decided to venture out and find medication for her, so he rushed into a nearby pharmacy. A black cat suddenly darted out from behind the shelves, nearly making him cry out, but thankfully he managed to grab some painkillers. On his way back, however, the cat seemed to guide him deliberately into an abandoned factory building. The nearby monsters caught the scent like sharks smelling blood and began converging on the area. The man crouched behind some shelving, watching as the creatures gathered around something, feasting ravenously. He took advantage of the shadows to crawl toward the cat. Luckily, once the monsters had eaten their fill, they moved on. He scooped up the cat, tucked it inside his jacket, and scrambled back to the church. After applying the painkiller patches, the woman's complexion finally began to improve. The two of them peered over the balcony railing, and in the distance, a cargo ship's horn pierced the sky. But that sound also attracted every monster from the shoreline. They gathered at the water's edge like a pack of starving wolves, baring their teeth and snarling at the people on the ship, though they could only glare helplessly from the shore. But would that ship be their lifeline to survival?